Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amanda Brewton, and I am the owner of Medicare Answers Now. I'm actually working from home today, as you can see. But today we are going to do some quality time with Tom Trapala from RSSA, which it stands for Registered Social Security Analyst. And we've got quite a few of you on the call to find out more about this program. This is one that came on my radar last year, about summertime, and initially, there's been a lot of chatter about Social Security questions and learning more about how Social Security works and how to work with your clients and the public about Social Security. There's quite a few different programs and things, and one of the first things that when it came on my radar was me being me and going, who the hell are you and what do you want and what are you trying to sell me now? So we did a meeting and I was really impressed with what I heard. One of the things that I want to truly highlight with you guys is that this program that Tom's about to talk to you guys is recognized by the IRS. And that is a huge, huge deal when it comes to paid programs, if you will, and workshops and things that you guys buy. I do not get a cut from any of this. That is not how this works. Many of you who have been in my classes, been in my Facebook groups and all of that know that any vendor, if you will, or carrier has been fully vetted by me before you even see it, to make sure that they are legit. And I am very, very protective of what you guys are learning. So this is, I think, the third time that Tom and I have done a webinar regarding this particular program. And the cool thing is that he's made some tweaks. There are a lot of really cool enhancements, if you will, or options that he's going to talk about and relay to you based on what we heard this past fall about, as you progress in the learning and taking the designation exam and everything else with this. So we are going to answer your questions. I am going to ask that you sit tight, hold your questions, because I guarantee you he's going to go through them all. And then we will answer everything else. You will need to put them in the chat or in the Q&A. I am not going to go ahead and turn on or move you guys so that you can talk, just because we have too many at this point on the call to be able to do that, and there'll be too much interference. The replay on this will be posted to my YouTube channel. I will then also post it all over social media. So then at any point in time, you'll be able to reference it and get the information from there, or share it with your colleagues so that way they can get the information. I do know that Tom and I are going to do at least one more of these in a couple of months, just to do as a follow-up for those that weren't able to attend this one. But with that being said, I am going to turn the floor over to him. You should have share capability, and I'm going to mute and video myself out. So floor is all yours, Tom.
Thanks, Amanda. So I am going to just share my screen here. And of course, it goes on the wrong screen. There we go. All right, so I just wanted to introduce myself kind of before we get started. And of course, like Amanda said, if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat in the Q&A. And I did just post about this in the group, in the Facebook groups, last night, just to remind everyone. So I'm glad we have a great turnout today. And it's actually funny that I'm talking about this course because I remember when first talking to Amanda, a lot of you were probably in the middle of doing your AHIP. And it just so happens that, to turn around things the other way, I'm doing my AHIP right now, just to have some more background about what it is you all are going through and some of the certifications that need to get done. So I just started my AHIP today, this morning. I'm on module 2 already. Hope to be done by, the 5 modules and pass the exam. sometime either later tonight or tomorrow. But it does give me some background about what it is you all are doing and how I can better myself as an individual to be able to kind of teach you about RSSA and how that translates into Medicare opportunities. And so as I go through this presentation of what RSSA is, what it's all about, what's included, I'm also going to give you some case examples of how I was able to help clients and how I see myself now that I'm more in the Medicare space, how I'm going to kind of do things in a certain way. And I think that learning best practices is always helpful. So as we go through this, feel free to ask any questions. We're always happy to address anything that you guys are concerned with. So what does the RSSA program include? So a lot of you have probably heard about RSSA before, or maybe a little bit about it. And so to give you kind of a high overall summary is that it's a turnkey Social Security program, and it gives you the training and expertise to help your prospects and your clients with their Social Security decisions. Now, when we say Social Security decisions, this could be very general, right? Like, what exactly are you helping people with? And so what you as an RSSA would be helping people with is the benefits that they're eligible for, right? So what, are they eligible for a retirement benefit, a spousal benefit, survivor benefits? Do they have eligible dependents? What is the best and right time to claim certain benefits based on my circumstances, or the circumstances of your clients rather? Are you working with a single individual? Are you working with a married couple? Are they divorced? Maybe they're a widow. And so you're going to be able to not just answer their Social Security benefit questions, but you're also going to be able to give them the knowledge and expertise that and build that trust and relationship, help them with this important decision of what do I do with my Social Security benefits? And then that'll open the door for organic Medicare opportunities. And the reason I say that is because when I work with clients and help them with their Social Security benefits, it always ends up being that they start to ask me about Medicare and other, things that are going on in their life. And it's because I was able to open the door with Social Security planning first. And so the RSSA program includes education, which we'll talk about more in just a few minutes. It's a designation. So the RSSA designation is something that you receive based on passing the final exam, and you can put it behind your name, which builds that credibility between you and your clients. We have our own proprietary software that you'll be, one, trained on how to use it, and two, you'll be able to use it for your clients so that the knowledge and expertise you learn through the modules, you'll be able to use the software to apply that to your clients and make your lives really easy. We have all of the marketing materials that you need from, we'll go through all of the marketing materials that are included, but basically you don't have to create anything from scratch. We help you market yourselves as Social Security experts, and again, opening the door for Medicare opportunities. And then the most important part is the support, right? Because just like, maybe you have an IMO or an FMO, or maybe you're an agency owner and you're helping, those who work under you. It's similar to that in that if you ever have a client case or question or anything that you need help with on the Social Security side of things, you reach out to our team and we help you with anything you need. We're getting, hundreds of inquiries a week from our RSSAs who just have, from the simplest question to more complicated cases that they need help with. And so you don't have to, if you don't have the knowledge of something, you don't have to worry about spending hours trying to research it. The course is great about giving you that overall knowledge. You're not going to learn everything, just like with Medicare, you learn on the job and as you go and doing more and more business. And it's similar to this, but in the meantime, you have a team where you can reach out with any questions or concerns that you have. So how does the RSSA designation help you as an agent? Well, first, it allows you to differentiate yourself, right? If you think about the targeted demographic that we're targeting when we want to get a Medicare sale, right? Maybe it's a T65 sale and you're trying to reach someone who's 65. The 65-year-old that we're all trying to reach, and I say we all, is because we're all reaching the same clients. But how does that 65-year-old differentiate us? And how do we differentiate ourselves so that that client wants to work with me rather than working with, somebody down the street? And so becoming an RSSA and helping them with Social Security planning kind of opens the door for that opportunity, because I'm not just going right after the sale. I'm taking a more educational approach, and I could actually reach that client before they turn 65, because Social Security planning can start as early as 61, 62, and between 62 and 65 before they reach their age of Medicare, and you can help them with this important decision first. Now, a lot of times you'll have a client who's maybe 62, 63, and you might not be able to actually help them with Medicare until another couple years, but this will allow you to build up that future pipeline of opportunities, but it'll also result in immediate gratification as well. So becoming a Social Security expert is a much needed and important aspect of planning for those who are about to retire or thinking about retire. In the Medicare space, it's very similar to Social Security in that these two decisions for Medicare, do I need a supplemental advantage plan or whatever their need is, as well as when to claim their benefits, are probably, if not the most important two decisions that they'll make. And so to be able to help them with both of these two decisions is going to bring you to that level with your clients of building that relationship, that rapport, and that trust. And that will lead to referrals, reviews, and it'll help you build a book of business that way as well. From personal experience, I am still getting a ton of referrals from clients that I've worked with over the past few years. And there's nothing better than working with someone who said, hey, I got your number from, Michael, who said that they absolutely loved working with you, right? And when we can kind of use our knowledge of, let's say, Medicare or Social Security, and we can really speak to it on an intelligent level, they know how easy you're making it for them to make these decisions. And that's really what clients are looking for when they're working with us. The next thing is, just like T65 events, Social Security events are very helpful to get in front of more prospects. And again, this is a more educational, not a sales-driven approach. When we say we're helping clients with their Social Security questions and claiming decisions, this is not about a bait and switch, right? It's not saying, hey, I'm going to talk about Social Security for a few minutes and then get right into, whatever I'm trying to sell you. You're genuinely trying to help them with the best decision for their Social Security, because at the end of the day, the best and right time to claim will also offset some of those Medicare costs they might have, right? Whether it's a Part B premium, if they have a higher Part B premium because of the IRMA, whatever their situation is, if we can help them with the best Social Security benefit claiming strategy, giving them more monthly income, that's going to offset some of those medical costs as well. Now, as far as becoming an RSSA and helping your clients with this planning, there's two different agents. And based on our research, it's pretty much split down the middle 50-50. Some agents are utilizing this as a value add for their clients and just bringing more value and kind of getting in the door with more prospects and clients. And then others are charging a fee for service. Because this is Social Security planning that's aside from Medicare, you can actually charge a fee for your service. Now, it has to be separate from Medicare. You can't say that you're going to, if you do a Medicare policy with me, you're going to get a Social Security plan. That's not allowed. But you are able to help them with Social Security. They become your client, and then you offer your services on a separate appointment later on. That's really what it's about, because again, they do need that extra service. They don't just need help with Social Security. Eventually, they're also going to need your help with the Medicare side of things as well. But like I said, I like to give my perspective. And so before I started getting into Medicare sales, which I haven't sold any Medicare policies yet, like I said, I'm taking my AHIP now, but I do charge a fee for service for the Social Security side of things. And, one of the questions we might get today is, how much do you charge? Well, different RSSAs charge different amounts depending on the demographic area they're in, maybe, or how complicated the case is. I found the best the best fee for my time and expertise is around $300 to $400. And that covers the cost of the personalized Social Security analysis that gets created from the software, which we'll go through. as well as a consultation to go through their situation with them. At the end of the day, for a client to pay a few $100s, it's worth it to them because, they don't really know a lot about Social Security, just like they don't know a lot about Medicare. And so they're paying for not just your time, but your area of expertise as well. Now, why do people need help with Social Security? Well, for the first thing is that 96% of people out of everyone who's collecting or has collected, 96% don't choose the most optimal time based on their circumstances. That's a scary number. That has resulted in over $111,000 lost in benefits per household. Imagine not claiming at a time that's right for you and losing out on over $100,000 in retirement benefits. And really what it comes down to is being uneducated about, again, what benefits am I eligible for? What does that look like? What rules do I need to know that impact me? And what's the best and right time to claim each and every one of those benefits that they may be entitled to? There is a benefit called the survivor benefit that statistically, right from the Social Security website, is the most under-collected benefit out of every benefit. And that's because there's so many rules that are confusing around it, people don't know what their eligibility is. Now, I'm not sure if any of you on the call have seen, but the few weeks ago, maybe over a month ago now, there was a 60-minute interview on Social Security overpayments. And you'll be amazed, if you haven't watched it, it's a really good segment, but you'll be amazed at how many people receive overpayments. And, as you can see here on the screen, I have a few quotes from real clients. If you look at this middle one here, it says, Social Security sent me an overpayment notice of $250,000. How do I get out of this? I am already living just on my Social Security benefit. I am scared. Please help me. Now, this is a client that reached out to me from a referral that I got. And unfortunately, it was too late. You couldn't help them because they've already received the overpayment. And it actually was because they were doing the wrong thing. Now, it's not necessarily their fault. The problem is that they don't know where to go for help, right? The first quote here I have is, I called the Social Security Administration 3 times and got 3 different answers to the same question, right? That's not uncommon either. So the need here is that people lose out on a lot of money. They don't know where to go for help. There's no reliable resources, right? CPAs and financial advisors aren't always equipped if they don't have some kind of knowledge and designation. And so this gives you that opportunity to be that reliable resource. And like I said, so the 60 minutes on overpayments, the Social Security Administration pays out $8.3 billion every year in improper payments, meaning that they pay people too much or too little. And so to avoid things like overpayments, it's really about being uneducated, such as, let's say that someone plans to continue to work while collecting. There are earnings limits and people don't know about that. And then they get their full benefit. And then again, you owe that money back. So this person who owes $250,000, I mean, they're never getting that money back. They're going to owe, probably 50% of their Social Security check for the rest of their life to make up that money, and probably longer than that. So it just goes to show that there really is this need. But the other part of that is there's nowhere for our clients to get the help that they need. So let's talk a little about the RSSA program itself and how you are going to be able to be this expert that can help your clients in this type of situation. So our structure is that we provide you with the education, which we'll talk about what that actually includes and how that works. You receive your RSSA designation by passing the final exam. And then the most important part is the integration. The RSSA course and the designation is amazing if you actually use it in a way that's going to help your core business, which might be selling Medicare policies. If you spend the money and take the time out to do this, and then right after you just never do anything with it, then yes, it's going to be a complete waste of time and a complete waste of money. The idea is that once you get the education and pass the final exam and become a registered Social Security Analyst, we help you with that next phase, which is integration. We help you with best practices. We help you, get in front of your first client. We help you with your clients. We do everything we can on our end to make sure that you not just get this designation and pass, but then you start to utilize it in a way that's going to help your business, right? To make you money. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. We want to make additional income, but we also want to help our clients. So this is not just some designation that you're getting and it's not doing anything for your clients. It's actually a meaningful one, but at the same time, it's also providing you with that additional income, whether it's paying, getting a fee for service for the services, or just opening up doors for more Medicare opportunities. And so, as Amanda was saying earlier, the program is approved for continuing education for the Broadridge FI 360 by NASBA, the CFP board, the IRS, and we're also listed on the FINRA directory. And we are currently approved in 41 out of 50 states for insurance continuing education. If you're wondering if your state is one of those states, you can look on our website. I'll give it to you in just a little bit. We're getting approved, I think, in 6 or 7 more states over the next month. I think we're waiting on New York, which automatically shoots out the other 6, from what I understand. But we had to actually reach out to each and every one of these states individually for CE. And it just goes to show we really care, because again, it's not just about getting this course and designation, but we also want to provide you with the CEs. That's an extra add-on bonus for you, since you probably have to get them already as it is. So now let's talk about the RSSA Education. So generally, it's just like the AHIP. There's 5 modules. It's a 5-module e-learning course. It's self-study. The first 4 modules are about the rules and regulations of Social Security. So you'll learn things like the type of benefits, the eligibility, and all of that, like we talked about earlier. Module 5, we train you how to use our software, which is called the RSSA Roadmap. It's going to give you the understanding of how to do every client case and how to easily put the information into the software, and it will automatically create a personalized Social Security report for your client. We're going to get more into that in just a minute. What I also wanted to introduce is that we now have not just the self-study 5 modules, but we now have a live course option. And you might be a person that likes the self-study, and you might be a person that just likes the live option, or you could do a combination of both. But the fact is, we wanted to add a live course option so that those who are more hands-on visual learners have an opportunity to either join us live or watch the recording, because they will all be recorded, and kind of have a coach you through all of the modules and some of the concepts so that you can more easily pass. Now, generally, it's around 20 hours to complete. So as far as the RSSA designation, for passing the final exam or taking the final exam, it is independently proctored online exam. So you take it out of the comfort of your own home or office. There are 2 parts. The first part is multiple choice, and then the second part is doing 2 case studies using the software. Again, you are completely confident in doing this because we give you all the cases you need to know, and we give you extra cases if you want to study, and as well as practice exams. Now, you need a 75% passing grade on each part, but we do have an over 96% pass rate on the first try. Now, what's good is, as being part of Amanda's group here, you are getting a second try complimentary. So if you don't pass the first time, you don't have to pay anything to retake it. Everyone passes on the second time, unless you're kind of trying to fake your way through. As long as you're really trying, you're definitely going to pass on the second time, and that's why we give the second time complimentary. What we also provide is that if you take part 1 and pass, but then don't pass part 2, you only have to retake part 2. You don't have to retake part 1. And whether you fail 1 and 2 or just 2, we actually reach out to you and let you know what areas you need to study to pass the next time. So you might have got, certain questions wrong, and it might be all based on the same subject. So we'll let you know what to study next time and kind of what you got wrong, so that you can, pass the second time a lot more easier as well. Now, here is the RSSA live training schedule for January. We have module 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each module gets its own day, January 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. They'll all be 3 hours in length, so it'll go through the entire module. It is a little bit lengthy, but the reason some of them won't take as long as the 3 hours, but we do like to leave extra time in case there's questions. and they're all 11 to 2 Eastern time. Now, if you can't make any of them, that's fine. We'll be sending out and providing the recordings as well. So even if you wanted to just watch it at 9 o'clock at night or whatever time that you think is going to be helpful, or you might have came to the live session but you want to rewatch it, you can do that as well. Now, aside from that, this also comes with a slide deck. Okay, so not just are you getting the self-study course itself and the live training, but you're also getting a slide deck that's going to go with the live training that's basically going to be a little more condensed of the modules, and it's going to highlight in yellow the most important things that you need to know. These are all initiatives that we're taking in 2024 so that people can pass the exam and learn a lot more easier. And we actually tested our first live session from December, and this resulted in the highest exam scores on record. Basically, everyone that took the exam in December had like over a 95 from what I was looking at. It was astonishing. And it's all about us giving you as much support so that you're, at the end of the day, you could pass, you're happy, and you could start utilizing this. Now, as far as the integration, a big part of it is, one, we train you, right? So we have additional trainings each month. We have trainings on the resources that we provide you. We have trainings on the software itself. We have trainings on very specific Social Security cases. So you can join us on all of those, again, as well as reach out to us with any questions or concerns that you have. And we also provide you with all of the marketing material, the marketing content that you need. So we give you marketing templates, such as sending out emails or letters or newsletters. We have brochures with consumer information, whether that's very general or very direct based on circumstance. We have postcards. We have social media content. We also provide you with your own RSSA page here. So you'll be able to put your picture, you'll have your information. You can put your external website here. You can put your Calendly or Zoom link here. You could put your professional bio. If you're hosting events, you could put them. And you could also have a contact me form here as well. Now, when you become a registered Social Security Analyst, you also go on our consumer site, which is rssa.com. When a consumer comes and is looking for an RSSA, they can click on Find an RSSA, and if they type in your zip code, anyone in that zip code will come up. And so basically what I'm saying is you'll be in our directory for someone to find you and be able to reach out to you. We have been getting a ton of consumer leads, and again, sending them to the RSSA site to find a RSSA in their area. So basically, we don't charge you extra for that. So you're getting leads for free right now, and providing them to you. So hopefully that's helpful as well. Now, as far as Social Security educational events, just like you would do a Medicare 101 or T65 event, hosting Social Security events is really helpful as well, right? Whether it's a webinar, a seminar, a workshop. And we also provide you with the slide presentation to use. We provide you with the notes in the slide presentation and video training of us presenting so that you kind of learn best practices. So everything you need all in one designated area. You could download the slides as a PowerPoint, make any edits. You can put your name and information in there, which we strongly encourage. And then if you ever find that you want to edit it, you can take out slides, you can add slides, and anything that's not on our website that you think would be helpful, you just reach out to our team and we'll see what we can do to make anything that you need happen. Usually if someone reaches out to us with a suggestion, it's usual that a lot of people probably would find it very helpful. And so we'll create it. We have no problem with that because we want to make sure you're successful. Now, as far as, like I said, I like to talk about, how I have been successful with this. And so what I ended up doing, and what is something that you could think about doing, is get into a few local school districts. So what I ended up doing was went to 2 local high schools and 1 local college, and I do their adult education courses there. So, they have like things like yoga and paint and sip and, things like that. But they also have, education on, someone does long-term care and someone does estate planning, and then I do the Social Security planning. And so the school does the advertising for me. I don't even spend any money. And the reason they do that is because they want to help the community. So from the school, I'll get the teachers and the staff, but they'll also send out to their community like brochures and newsletters in the mail as well as email. And they usually get me anywhere from like 10 to 15 to even 20 sometimes new people into the seat where they want to learn about Social Security. And from there, I turn them into clients, right? And that's obviously what the goal is. But it works really well at the school districts because one, it's not costing me anything on advertising. But two, it works really well, right? There's other things you can do, such as libraries. What we want to teach you is that how can you get in front of the most people without spending a lot of money, right? What can you do more affordably first until you kind of get in the groove of doing these? And then maybe you do want to spend money on postcards or other things, but there's definitely ways that I found effective of spending very little to no money on ad space, but still get a lot of clients in the door. So now let's talk a little about the RSA roadmap technology. So we created this technology. We were using another technology, a third party, years ago, right? We developed our own software, and the reason is that we wanted to create something that's very simple and user friendly, not just for us as agents, but for the consumers that we're working with, right? People get very confused with all this. So the easier we can make it for them to understand, the more happy they'll be and the more grateful and build those relationships, right? And so we created our own software that basically allows you to put the client's information in. And in just a few minutes, it creates the calculations, the benefit options, and a personalized Social Security analysis for that client to be able to have something tangible, right? And so the RSA roadmap client report that you'll provide to your client, one, again, it gets created automatic. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. It's a tangible, personalized report that each client gets. It walks your clients through their options and it allows you to answer their questions. And again, usually by providing them with this report and offering a one-on-one consultation to go through it with them, that's where the Medicare opportunities come in, right? Because they start to open up about their situation. All of a sudden, you learn what their ages. They start to tell you whether they're on a group plan, whether they're still working, right? All of these things kind of come naturally, and so it allows you to tell them that you are a Medicare expert, and you could set a separate appointment. Usually, set a separate appointment is the thing to do, and help them with Medicare after. Again, usually clients might be 64 and not reach 65 yet, but it also builds a future pipeline of opportunities as well. Now, also as part of the roadmap, this is another part where we ask additional information. So this doesn't change anything as far as the Social Security report or calculations, but this is good for those other cross-selling opportunities. So we ask additional information from clients if they want to put it. They don't have to if they don't want to, but it allows them to put in their other retirement savings, their other income, their real estate, their expenses, their debts, and whether you sell other products, maybe maybe you also sell annuities or other things, or if you don't, but you maybe want to create relationships with other centers of influence like CPAs, accountants, maybe elder care attorneys. They might want this information for you to refer business back and forth. And so not just will RSSA help you get in front of new clients, prospects, but it's also going to help you build relationships with other people in your area to refer business back and forth to as well. Now, again, our back office support starts from the moment you enroll in the program. So you have access to our team as you go through the modules. Obviously, we also have the live course where you can ask any questions to us. This is ongoing assistance at all times to answer your client questions, case support. This basically just gives you that peace of mind. Now, before I get to the end here, what I want to do is pull up the roadmap so that you can kind of see how the technology works. So here's what you would see as the RSSA page that you would have. You would have your picture here, and this is kind of your, membership information. Now, where you see here roadmap, that's how you get into the technology. Now, the technology is very easy to use. And again, what it basically does is allow you to take that knowledge that you learned through the modules and apply it using the technology. So let's just look at an example here. If we click on Wanda and William Worker, this is just a sample account. We don't want to, put anyone's information out there. But essentially what you would see here is the client's dashboard. Now, this client, obviously the information is already completed, but let's say that you haven't yet started completing the information. It looks something similar to this, where you're filling out very general information such as name, birth date, marital status, work status. It'll ask you questions on, do they have eligible dependents? Do they have a pension that's going to impact their benefits? And as you go through and answer certain questions, by answering yes to certain ones, we might ask you additional questions to better understand things, right? Let's just say that, are you, what's a good one? Is Wanda collecting retirement benefits, right? If we click yes, it's going to ask, what the start date and what those benefits are, right? So the questions that populate are only based on the information that you're putting in. And when you get through to the end, let's just kind of skip to the end here. Once all the information is input, again, it's going to automatically do everything for you. It's going to do the calculations. It's going to create the personalized report. Now, what's really great about this technology is the filing options heat map. Now, what basically this does is now you are able to see the client's options from 62 through 70 in one view, right? So you don't have to take the time of typing in what if they do 62 and 65 or 67 and 70. It gives you an overall view of every single option in monthly, annual, and lifetime benefits. The darker the blue, the higher the benefit. And in orange, we actually highlight the maximized benefit. That doesn't mean that that's what your client should do. But again, you could help them see the differences of what they would receive very easily this way. And now a really great part of this is you can click on a specific option and it'll actually give you the details of, are they eligible for a retirement benefit, spousal benefits, survivor, dependents, and it gives you a really easy view of what that looks like annually. And then if you click on an option, you can actually see the monthly benefits as well. Now, this is for you as an agent, kind of just, working with clients and kind of seeing all of these options. But what you really want to do is click on download report. Now, the download report will allow you to create the personalized report. And again, it creates it for you. You just have to choose the options that you want to compare. You'll choose the 3 different options that you want to compare, and it'll automatically get applied to the maximize option. And what you can do here is you can download it in a ready to send to the client PDF and it's done. Or you can also download it in Word where you can make any edits that you think that you want to add. Now, if you don't want to make any edits, again, you could just send it right to the client and you're done. And you've worked with a client in less than 10 minutes, right? You filled out their information, clicked on create report and send it to them very quickly. Or you can make some edits. So let's just look at what a report looks like, because I think this is really going to help you understand what you're going to be able to walk clients through. Now, as this is coming up, and it's just showing up on this page here, so I'll pull it over. So now, the best thing that I've learned to do is to send this report ahead of time, right? Meaning that if you are working with the client and they want a one-on-one consultation, which really is a great way to, build that relationship and open the door for other opportunities, I usually send the report ahead of time. And I'll say to the client, take your time to go through it on your own and come up with any questions you might have. That way we're a little more prepared for our one-on-one session, right? And by doing that, it kind of takes a lot of time away because they're able to read through some of this and understand what their options are. And usually by doing that, they just have some questions. They kind of want to get right into what the best and right scenario is for them, as well as some questions that they have. But we make this report very straightforward for them. We tell them the key information that everybody needs to know, very important information regarding Social Security. We tell them the types of benefits that might be available to them. We give them their annual and monthly heat maps here so they can see all of their options. Again, the claiming options that we chose to compare get put in a claiming options chart. They can see their lifetime, annual, and monthly benefits as well as individually. It tells them what month to file for those benefits. We tell them about survivor benefits. So again, this is created personally. So if there is a single person never married, this survivor benefit page wouldn't populate because there wouldn't be a survivor benefit. So the technology is very smart like that. There's also lifetime benefits. So it kind of helps them with risk of longevity risk, right? So we help them understand what happens if one spouse passes earlier than the other, what that looks like. And then we also help them just understand how to apply for benefits and what to expect, as well as those 4 different options we chose to compare in that more organized appendix. So this gives them the maximize option, option A, B, and C. And it actually also shows them how their benefits are calculated here as well. So it just covers everything they need to know. And again, you're also providing your area of expertise to be able to kind of walk them through this and answer their questions. And at the end of the day, help them decide what the best strategy is. Now, just so everyone knows, I've never told a client what they should do, right? But I give them enough information for them to make an informed decision, right? So you don't have to worry about a recommendation. What you really just want to do is they're uneducated, and you want to educate them on different scenarios and reasons why it maybe makes sense to wait to a certain time, or maybe it makes sense to collect earlier. The biggest thing that generally financial advisors do is that they have a one size fits all answer, right? Just claim early and invest it, or just wait till 70, right? But really, that's not the right thing to do by your clients. And clients really appreciate when you can actually get down to the exact year, whether it's 63, 65, 66, whatever that is, but you're telling them all the things they need to know to make that best decision. And again, that's why it's not a bait and switch. It's a decision that is, quite frankly, probably the most important decision they'll make, right? And so it can't be in a vacuum. It has to be based on their circumstances. And that's what the program is all about. Now, the first part of it is that you have to get the knowledge and understanding, just like you were first starting out with Medicare, right? A lot of people, it's overwhelming at first, but the more you do it and the more you get used to it, you're going to really get good at it and be able to help your clients. And again, that's really going to open the door for a lot of opportunities for you. So let me bring back up just this. And so the last thing here I want to talk about is, and we'll answer questions, is pricing. So what I want to say is that if you were just to go through the website and purchase everything in the package individually, the total fee would be $3,379. What we provide you through Amanda with Medicare Answers Now is the whole package for just $1,950. Now that gets you the 5-module course, gets you the live course as well. There's no additional fee for the live. You get 2 exam tries if you need the second try. You get the first year membership, which again comes with the back office support, the marketing materials, the resources, the trainings, and you also get the software. And that's all provided to you in the first year. After the first 12 months, you're paying $479, which just covers the fee of the membership. Again, that just maintains your designation status, back office support, marketing, resources, everything like that. So the upfront fee is a little, a lump sum cost, but then the $479 is just the remaining membership fee. Now, what I will say is that you have to look at this as an investment. If you, before even seeing the price, said this is a great program, and then you saw the price and said, whoa, that's a lot, you have to just think about it as an investment. It's just similar to going to a conference and spending a few $100s on the conference fee maybe, and spending on the hotel and flight maybe. It's an investment into your core business, which probably a lot of you is selling Medicare, right? What I want to tell you is that it's no different than paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, right? And you're investing in your future and in your ability to help, your business and your clients. what I want to do right now is give a little background about how I got started so that it might make you feel a little bit better about doing this or seeing that if it's a good fit for you. And again, it's not a sale. If you think this is going to help your business, I am on board with you and I think that you're really going to do well. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. And if you say in your head it's not a good fit, then that's another story. But if it's solely based on the initial fee for the program, then that's different, right? Because again, you want to say to yourself, how quickly can I make this back? How many T65 sales do I need? Or how many Medicare policies do I need to sell? Or I plan to charge a fee for this service. How many clients do I need to charge, right? You can make this back very quickly. Now, again, when I first started, I didn't have two pennies to rub together, right? I put this on a credit card. It spent $2,000 on the program before I was hired by RSSA. And I ended up, passing, putting on my first seminar, and my first seminar, I ended up making like $4,000, right? So I doubled my investment in the first month that I was doing it, right? And so what I want to just encourage you is that it's not a fee, it's an investment. And as long as you put that extra effort in to, make it work, then you're going to make it back tenfold, and not in the first year, but hopefully in the first few months, from my experience. So hopefully that gives you some, a little bit better. But Amanda, let's answer some questions now, if that's good. So the first question is there a deadline to sign up through Amanda, or can we sign up anytime? Example, if this is my goal for July, can we use the discount code for Amanda or full price? So right now, the discount through Amanda is $19.50. We probably at some point might increase the price, but it probably wouldn't be until quarter 3 or 4. Right now, this is the set price, so you don't have to worry about that if this is not something that you want to do right away.
So next question, how would E&O come into play with the advising?
Yeah, so we actually get that question a lot, and the E&O from experience is not necessarily needed. And the reason is that it should be a more educational approach, right? Again, I never tell clients what they should do. I just give them enough credible information to make the best decision. But if you do have E&O covered from insurance, it probably would cover this as well. Amanda, what are your thoughts on that? I think you've answered that question before.
I agree. You never want to dictate to somebody what they need to do. You want to provide information and go from there. And then they need to take it on themselves to apply for Social Security or do the next step. You don't want to do those for them. You want to guide them and provide the information for them. So flipping back into the cost, the price that you see there is not just for my downline. That's for anybody that uses the link. So you are good to go as far as that goes. The next question, did I understand RSSA is fully recognized by Social Security Administration?
No, so Social Security doesn't recognize anything, but we are recognized by the IRS, the CFP board, NASBA, FI 360, and 41 out of 50 states licensing boards.
Okay. Next one, does the monetary benefit amount come from Social Security Administration?
No. So disability lawyers get their fees from the Social Security Administration, but when you're helping clients with these decisions, it's just basically a fee for service advisor. So when I work with a client and they say, I need help with a certain something, I'll tell them what I provide them and how much I charge for that fee. And they say either, yeah, let's move forward. And, I send them the invoice, or they don't end up moving forward, right? So it's similar to just a fee for service advisor.
Is there additional fee for software after the first year?
So the software is included with the $479. So there's no addition. It's not $479 for the membership and then extra for the software. The software is in the $479.
Okay. Is the roadmap update periodically, monthly, yearly, whatever?
Yeah, so we already have the software updated for 2024, so all of that is already good to go. It is usually updated definitely once a year for the changes for the next year. And then sometimes we'll change it like every, maybe 2 or 3 months if necessary. Like if something that we need to add in there, like an enhancement, but we'll let you know what that is. We have that on the roadmap. It'll say what the enhancement was. And it's usually not a major change. It might just be something simple like, something's in a different place. But we train you on all that and we let them know.
After the certification, is there any additional testing?
Any additional, I'm sorry, say it again.
After the certification, is there any additional testing after the one?
Oh, yeah, so that's a good question. So you need 4 CE credits per year, but we provide them in-house, and that's also part of the 479. So we have a lot of CE classes because they're all on specific topics of Social Security. To be honest, I just took my CEs and I did my 4 CE credits in an hour. So it's not a lot. It's just something to keep up your knowledge.
And that 479 that you're referring to, that is a yearly amount. That is not a monthly amount.
Yes. So in the 1950 is the 479 for the first year. 12 months later, they're paying 479 per year, just 1 year, and that covers the software, the CEs, the back office, maintaining the designation, basically everything that we provide to them.
Can you shoot the dates of the training that's available that you're doing in January? And is that the only time that you're going to have it, or do you have other dates set up?
Well, right now, we have just January dates. We do plan on doing more live trainings. But again, if you can't make it but still want to take advantage of it, you could still enroll, and then we could just send you the recordings and they'll be provided to you. That way it's more like on demand as well. You can kind of take them at your own time, but I know we will plan on doing more lives, probably at least once a month.
Can you scroll to your screen to put those dates back up?
Yes.
What did you charge for your seminar?
So the seminar itself, no fee. The school, when I put the seminar on, there's no, the school maybe charged me $100 or something, maybe $50. I don't know. But I didn't charge anybody in the attendance for that. What I did was I educated them with some Social Security things, right? Like some of the basics, but everyone wants their own situation kind of analyzed, right? So after, the end of the hour, I let them know that, I provide the analysis and, I give them a consultation. And I actually let them know what the fee is, just so that, there's nothing's hidden, right? And then they decide to make an appointment with me after. And again,
can a client get these services for free on Social Security or through a community specialist? Or is this something that no one else offers?
Well, I'm pretty sure other people offer this type of service. The thing is, the designation kind of builds that credibility between you and your client. Now, again, like I said earlier, a big part of why we're helping people and why people need help is that the Social Security Administration, by law, is not allowed to give advice, and they give wrong information all the time, right? Technically, someone can find all of this information online, just like you can find Medicare information online. But they're hiring you as an expert because you can tell them an answer in 3 seconds versus them spending 3 days trying to find it, right? So it's more in depth than just looking through or talking to somebody from the SSA.
How is the roadmap calculator and reporting different from the calculator on the Social Security website?
So again, the Social Security website kind of just looks at an individual person, and it also does make assumptions and estimates that may or may not be 100% accurate. And so what we're doing is we're taking the individual plus their spouse plus eligible dependents and giving them an overall view of everything they're eligible for.
What states do not recognize the endorsement?
So every state, it's Social Security is a federal program. So no matter what state you sell in, you could do this. But it's not that we've been not approved. We just haven't got the approval yet. So
It's
there's
pending.
9 states that we're still working on, and you could actually, I'll put the link in the chat to find it.
Okay. Do you have any services to help us invite people to our upcoming? So do you have materials that are on the marketing side of this program to help people
Yes.
invite people?
Yeah. So we have the marketing for, brochures, slicks, postcards, postal mail, anything you need as far as marketing has already been created. Nothing needs to be created by scratch.
Can we get into trouble for charging a fee of service from Social Security or known as a scam if they have free services?
So you can't get the fee from Social Security. It would just be, again, a fee for service to you as the advisor that you would pay, that the client would pay you directly.
No, they're asking about a compliance. So can they, because they're charging a fee, would Social Security, do they run the risk of getting into trouble because they're charging a fee from Social Security on it?
For compliance wise, are we talking about CMS or are we talking about the Social Security Administration?
SSA.
So there's no really compliance when it comes to SSA. It's not like CMS or Medicare. There's no compliance as far as the SSA goes. We have been approved through a few of the high up compliance departments, like for I think it's AmeriLife and Integrities and a few of the other like larger organizations. They've already vetted us.
So if they have multiple people in an agency, can they just take one person pay for the course and then the rest pay for the exam? Or do you have any agency level breakdown?
Well, yeah. So as far as like going through and like the designation of the course, each one is individual. So the discount of 1950 is what we give organizations, right? So even if somebody wanted to do, go through and do on their own agency, it would still be the same price. We just provide that to you and whoever finds you directly. So 1950 is per person, and that provides you again with the course, exam, designation, and the software and everything.
Okay. Is there an entity that offers the same info like SHIPS does for Medicare?
So there's one other organization that does a certification. It's more of from what I understand, a boot camp. So it's like an introductory class where they just do like an 8-hour webinar of general information. But there's no others that do training. And they also don't offer the software or the support or anything. So we're more of a company that offers everything all in one to make sure that you have everything you need.
So is there my infamous question that I always ask you, do you have a payment plan?
So we don't have a payment plan. The reason is that usually the payment plan would be for someone just to do the course, then purchase the exam, then purchase the membership. But if you did those individually, again, they add up to like over $3,000. Like the course alone is $1,800. So to get the entire package through Amanda for $1,950 is already significantly discounted. So we don't offer payment plans.
Okay. And then where are the clients getting the amounts that will lead to the calculations? Do they get that information from the portal that they provide you?
Yes, they get the information from their My Social Security account. So each person either has one already. Most clients that I've worked with already has one, or they create a My Social Security account and they could download their statement as an XML file, and that gets uploaded right into the technology.
Okay. I think that we're at time, and I think that covers all of it. I want to thank everybody for attending. I think we had a little over 100 people on the call today, and I appreciate it.
I will put the link in the chat as well.
Yeah, and then I will upload this so that way we have it. And I will, so I'll get the replay up on social media so that way you guys can review it, share it as you need. Feel free to connect to Tom. Look at their website, RSSA.com. There is an FAQ and a ton of information there as well. So I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.